The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Mics are on, suckers are hot, suckers are moving, and we are currently on the pontoon of Sir Captain Matt Lazarski from Taps and Tackle crew. And we also have on here Jozef from Taps and Tackle and a new face. Well, it's a podcast, Anello from Central Waters Brewing Company. And we are going to be talking about muskies, a little bit of beer this time. Kind of finally, we've never really talked too much about beer as of late, but this is live on the pontoon boat, and we got suckers down in the water. So if there's chaos during this podcast, that's what's going on. We're going to try
walking through it.
Well, yeah, we're going to have a little commentary maybe going on for who's not messing with the suckers. But I'll introduce the guys on here. We got none other than Jozef. Jozef, how are you doing?
Doing well, buddy. How you doing? Actually, I mean, we got a fish.
Very good.
We slimed the net up already.
Yeah, we made sure to catch a fish before we started recording.
Was that second pass, Matt?
Yeah, we did maybe 2-3 hot laps, second or third hot lap. And we got the net slimed right away. It was totally smooth, completely. Actually, honestly, it's pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good, honestly.
It was good. Yeah, really fat, 38.5, not pit tagged. We got a pit tag in it. We'll kind of talk a little bit more about that. So if you haven't listened to the previous episodes with the Taps and Tackle crew, I advise going to those. We've talked a lot about pit tags and whatnot. So it's good to have him back on. And
Anello just gave me a little fun fact. He's never caught a fish sucker fishing or seen one caught while sucker fishing.
And here's the big question: have you ever fished in the fall?
Not really.
Well,
I've been sucker fishing maybe 3-4 times, but never actually, seen them get chased around, but never actually seen one get landed on sucker.
Now, here's a question I have for all of you guys. Do you name your suckers here? Give names to the suckers. I know there's superstitions in musky fishing, but that's one that we go about.
Every single time I've sucker fished, I've definitely named it.
You definitely have?
I mean, I haven't really ever been sucker fishing. So.
I think here's Matt on the mic.
Well, maybe we should name them then, huh? What are we looking for here? We have 4 out right now and a little walleye guy down there. So we got 1 mega, 1 mid, 1 semi-small, and 1 small. What are we naming them?
I mean, that's kind of hard to say. We usually go with names kind of by base of the size of the sucker. If it's a really big sucker, might be something like Notorious B.I.G. It could be like Donkey Kong, something big, girthy, something very girthy.
I like girthy.
So we have girthy out there swimming around. That I would assume is the big one. And
fellatio. I can be the little one.
Too soon.
Gus learned a new word today.
Yes, I did.
We should probably name one Gustafson, huh?
Yeah,
I think we should. Yeah,
almost lost that guy.
Gustafson's a little squirrely, but also pretty chill. There we go. I like that.
Yep, 2's good.
2's good.
You got any?
No. Nothing appropriate. Nothing that's good for podcast content. Things I probably shouldn't say.
Like I said, you can let anything fly on here that you want to be heard. This is probably going to go unedited out to the listeners. And and hopefully they enjoy this. This is brand new. We've never recorded in a boat before. We've recorded in a car on the way back from trips, which is also a little bit interesting. One hand on the mic, one hand on the wheel. Don't advise, but we've gotten her done. But this is brand new, so thank you a lot for inviting me down here.
Yeah, glad to have you.
And yeah,
I mean, so kind of talking, we got a kind of a motley crew here. Does your listeners get to talk? It's Muskie's on Tap, right? So do you guys,
yeah.
do we talk a lot about beer? Do you have guests with, obviously us, we know we have a shop with beer, but we got Anello here, and I think, a little introduction. He owns Central Waters Brewing Company. We'll let him talk about that, but that's kind of why we have Anello's, because we figured the tap part, we might as well talk about a little bit of beer, and that's kind of what we do too, is part of our big store. Is you get to come in, have a beer in our store, enjoy shopping around, shooting the shit with some of the guys in there. You maybe learn a thing or two after some of those guys in there get a little loose-lipped after a few point lights or a couple heavy ones.
Make sure you guys don't get a little too loose-lipped.
So yeah, I think it's kind of cool if Nella, you want to kind of talk about what you do, bring the table at the beer side.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. Just kidding. Yeah, so been friends with these guys for a long time. Yeah, sure. I'll take a throwback, would be great. Or an Oktoberfest, that's fine too. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm co-owner, vice president of Central Waters Brewing Company. We're in Amherst, so just 10 miles east of Stevens Point. We are coming into our 28th year of making beer. So we've been doing this for a long time, since before, craft beer was a popular thing. But been friends with these guys for a very, very long time. And they've got an awesome shop that has tap lines. So you'll always find a Central Waters on tap at Taps and Tackle. New beer. Nice thing. Nice.
What's the new beer?
Nice Things Hazy Pale Ale launched this year, and that's the graphics on the front of the window. When you walk up to Taps and Tackle, you'll see the giant buck and the Nice Things Pale Ale can. So it's just a really nice 5% ABV pale ale that's drinks easy. It's very tropical. It's an awesome beer. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We've only ever kept one domestic on tap, and then this is going to be our second beer that we're going to keep on our rotation. So we'll keep two beers, Point Light and Nice Things, as our kind of our flagships, which is I'm really excited about.
Yeah, the Point Light's been great. I've been indulging in one here with the ever so famed Clamato addition to the top, which I gotta say that it is delicious, delectable. I was always a little
particularly in the AM hours.
In the AM, yeah, that's what I was saying to these guys right away. I'm like, this would cure a nasty hangover, like really well.
Or just drink it all the time, like
or just drink it all
Captain
the time.
Matt.
Yeah. Captain Sir. Yeah. But no, it's good to have you on here. Anello. Honestly, this is probably
happy to be here.
It's probably better that you're here than my co-hosts Brian and Max. We finally are talking about beer more than we probably ever have in the show. Every once in a while we've brought up some and
well, we haven't talked about beer very much. So if this breaks your record,
that's fair. That's fair. Maybe we're getting there then. We are getting there though. So you said Amherst and 28 years.
Yeah.
And all the time Taps and Tackle's been around. Have you kind of been with them or when did you meet these guys?
Absolutely. Well, Matt and I have known each other for an extraordinary amount of time.
Like 70 years or
I mean,
Matt
a long fucking time. I couldn't even do them. I don't even want to try to figure out the math on it now, but it's a long time. And then Jozef, I mean, he probably just turned 21 like 2 years ago. So that's probably when I met him. No, I think I first met Jozef when he was maybe bartending for a Musky League event.
Yeah, that's how I met Matt. Yeah, that's how I met Matt, actually. That's how I got involved kind of with Matt. They needed a bartender, and I had a bartending license, and it's for the Muskie League. So they're like, we'll pay you. And I was like, how much is the league? Like $50. And I was like, well, just give me entry to that. And that's kind of that's how I met Matt. So, but that's when I met you at those first meetings.
Yeah, I think that's where I met Jozef as well. And it was shortly after that they started Taps and Tackle, and it's been kind of with them ever since. So, and it just makes sense, like I like to fish, I make beer for a living.
Yeah,
fishing and beer kind of go hand in hand
they
for
very
a lot
much
of folks. So, it works out pretty well for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
And Matt and I have been fishing together quite a
okay.
lot. We fish together every year during Musky League for a lot of years. So yeah.
How long has that league been going on for?
Probably something to touch on there for that. Yeah. So me and a couple buddies started a Muskie League 15 years ago. 15 years ago now.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound about right, Janello?
Maybe.
I can only imagine what's going on right now. No, so 15 years ago we started this league called Wilma, and it was basically because I had musky gear that I wasn't using, and I'm either gonna get rid of the musky gear or use it once a week. And so we started this league. You fish from 4 to 9. There was no real money involved in it. We never wanted that. We wanted and it still isn't. All the money that we raised for it would go towards stocking or research or whatever it may be. And over the course of the years now, they've really put quite a bit of resources into the river here, locally speaking. So that was a kind of little feather in my cap as far as getting that rolling. But Jozef is now the president of it, I believe. Are you the president? You should be. Yeah. I was ousted as president, and somebody else is in there right now. So, which is just fine. But it was a cool thing that turned into quite a large thing. It goes from the northern boundary. It's all in the Wisconsin River. The northern boundary would be Wausau, and the southern boundary would be the Petenwell Dam. So it's about 100 miles of river stretch there. And we average 80 to 90 participants a year in that. So there's a lot of people, but a lot of room to spread out as well. And
that's a big league, because our Monday night league, which is the biggest up north, that's like 84 members.
Holy cow, that's
12, 13 teams. Yeah.
Wow. Ours doesn't have teams, so it's all individual. So if you can't, well, I mean, people fish together every week, right? And it's always nice to fish with somebody. But if somebody can't make it because you got soccer or whatever,
sure,
you can always go by yourself and still fish league. So
okay, yeah,
that has gotten interesting, I will say, the last couple of years for my boat, because I won it, not 2025. I won 2024. The guy who fishes with me took second. The guy who fishes with me won 2023. And then I took second in 2023, and it's been a showdown on the last night.
Between
there's an asterisk to all of those wins.
To all of them?
No, there's not.
There's live scope.
Were you
live scope asterisks? Yeah, that's what it is. So in my boat for Musky League, there is not that, but I wouldn't say we do teams. We do kind of. Here's the thing. For me, I've gone 2 seasons now in Musky League, never casting. Not one time.
What does that mean?
We troll.
You troll. Oh, you're allowed to troll.
You're allowed to troll. So,
okay, I thought maybe you just didn't fish.
So
you weren't casting.
I fish with a buddy in my boat. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Like, wait a second.
It's really just 5 hours to get out of the house.
Yeah.
But we'll just troll, and so because we're trolling, it's me and one other guy. We switch off years.
Yeah.
So last year I got every fish that we caught trolling. This year my boat partner got every fish. So we just trade off years.
That's kind of neat.
Sounds like party fishing to me. It sounds illegal.
That sounds like a good time, honestly.
But I will give Anello his credit. He finessed the big fish of the year of 2023 right underneath my boat partner's skin. And I'll explain how it happened.
I was going to say, how does this go?
No. Oh yeah, it was last year. Yeah, I'm
Did
sorry.
their trolling board scrape your boat?
No. So my boat partner caught a 48. Anello caught a 48, but Anello caught it like a month earlier. And I think we were at the shop, Taps and Tackle, and we were trying to figure out how you do big fish for the year. And JB, my boat partner, just goes, "Well, it's whoever caught it first," without
Mhm.
even thinking about it. And Anello goes, "Looks like I got big fish then." And that was really funny in the moment because I think JB didn't even realize what he was kind of saying.
Yeah.
We got any suckers going? How's it? Bobbers up or down? Up. Bobbers are up.
They're bobbing, but they're up.
Bobbers are up. We thought about doing a little bit of a trolling podcast, but Captain
Hectic.
Lazarski thought it might be too hectic. Honestly, I would just take the mic and drive. It would be great. I
A lot
would
of
just
head shaking coming from Matt this morning. Oh,
Driving. That's what I'm worried about. Is you just driving the boat?
how
not paying
many
attention.
times did
He gets
Joseph
mad
get
at me.
snagged this morning?
one time, okay? And it was honestly, we were right where we needed to be. we were.
Taking the timbers.
Oh yeah.
Taking the timbers. Yep.
That's
That's
true.
what you gotta do when you troll.
I think Matt said a few times actively avoid that hump, maybe multiple. Yeah, that sounds. But that's all right. That's where the fish are.
I think we got sidetracked. I think let's keep talking about beer for just a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I had some more questions.
Yeah,
there on
yeah.
beer. If we, yeah,
Let's talk about beer.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about beer.
yeah. So yeah, the league great, beer also great.
That's long story short. That's how we all met.
Sweet.
Musky.
So the brewery, how did that get started, and how did you get into
Oh, sure.
making beer?
So, oh yeah, we're looking at marking on the graph right now.
Distraction on side image.
Yeah, so this is a story that anybody that follows Central Waters has probably heard this story. And it sounds made up, but it is the truth. So I'm from Milwaukee. My business partner Paul is from Rochester, Minnesota. We both came to Stevens Point for college back in 1994. You have to be 21 to buy beer, right? You have to be 18
Mhm.
to buy the ingredients. We were 18.
Ah,
So we started homebrewing in the dorms here at UW Stevens Point. And the first stuff we made was fucking atrocious. Because you're brewing in the dorms. We're using like the kitchen in the dorm room, right? To like heat up the mash. And there was an empty dorm room across the hall from me that we like got the lock open on, and we'd store all of the fermenting beer in cases in there. And that we had bottles explode and hit the ceiling in there,
Yeah.
because we didn't know what we were doing. And then by the end of college, we had built kind of this like really nice homebrew setup in the garage of this house we had rented, and we'd throw house parties and charge cup fees to get in, to get your red solo cup for $4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Have a band in the basement, and we had a fridge with just our beers on tap. So we were kind of already known as the dudes that
like
made beer. So
perfect marketing to
Yeah,
college
totally, yeah.
kids. And if it tastes,
and
yeah,
when it comes to like the history of craft beer, in the 90s, there was kind of a boom in like the mid 90s of like brew pubs popping up, and that faded away, and everybody thought craft beer was not going to happen. It was dead. Nobody was interested in it. And Central Water started in 1998. So we were 21 years old. And now we're 28 years in, and then craft beer exploded, and we were right at the
perfect.
front of it. Yeah.
So your location, since I've heard of it, I feel like I've definitely had your beers before. Being a Wisconsinite,
Yeah.
born and raised. Your company is older than I am by a year or maybe 6 months or so.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, you feel so old.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, that's okay. I'm
No.
used to it, man. Yeah, I'm definitely used to it now. When you have to be born in what year to drink alcohol? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, right. I know
Yeah.
it's wild. But your location, so describe that. Can you go to
Right. Yep, for sure. So
Drink
we actually have two now. So we opened up a second brewery in downtown Milwaukee 4 years ago. So we're right like 4 blocks from Fiserv Forum. So we're like right in the heart of
perfect.
downtown. We have a separate team down there, a separate brewery down there. So we make different beers. We have beers here today from each brewery. We have our Oktoberfest, which is our fall seasonal, perfect beer for the weather of today.
Mhm.
That's made out of the Amherst location. And then I have another one out of the Milwaukee location called Throwback Lager, which is harkening back to like the Pabst era, because our building is on the Pabst campus. We're actually in a Pabst building. It's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Both spots have tap rooms that are open 7 days a week. So you can come into the brewery, you can sit inside the tap room. Milwaukee is in like an old historic church. It's really, really beautiful. Amherst, we're, in a town of 1,000 people. And the tap room is literally right inside the brewery. There's no walls separating you from the actual equipment. You get the sounds, the smells. You are in the brewery. So it's pretty fun. We do a pretty brisk business out of those tap rooms,
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I always love breweries and going to them and just craft beer in general. Honestly, I've always been a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're diversifying now. I guess officially we are Central Waters Brewing and Distilling now. So we have our first bourbon coming out in about a month.
Bourbon.
Oh yeah, this will be this is a hot take for you here, buddy. Hot take. I have not yet disclosed on any type of podcast or media that we have a bourbon coming. We've only been loosely talking about it. So you get to break the news.
Break the news. This is when this is dropping.
Breaking news. Central Waters Bourbon. 8-year 100 proof bourbon should be out right around Black Friday.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that? Like what made you think?
Well, so Central Waters, for anybody that is familiar with the brand, one of the things that we're internationally known for is bourbon barrel aged beers. So we started aging beer inside spent bourbon barrels back in 2001. I think was the first year we actually did that. We scrapped together some cash. We bought like 4 used bourbon barrels and aged beer in it for 6 months.
Yeah.
It's generally a stout, and then we started building on that program. And we've become one of the largest barrel aging breweries in the nation. We send our beers out internationally, mostly barrel aged stuff goes to Europe. And so I get friends that are traveling in Amsterdam and they'll send me pictures of my beer on tap at a bar in Amsterdam. It's the only like US beer on tap. It's pretty cool. So we have thousands of oak barrels aging at any time with aging inside used spirit barrels, be that bourbon or rum or whatever. And so that's the segue into bourbon for us,
Just quick interruption. If anyone's never been to their place, you guys just had horseshoes and hand grenades there. They have concerts there. Their anniversary party is always was that your biggest event of the year? You have 600 people, 700 people, 2,200 people. I've only been
honored close enough.
I've never been stayed there for the full event. I've always come early. He does a great job taking care of his vendors, invites pretty much anyone who sells Central Waters beer, markets Central Waters beer, does anything with you guys. You come 4 or 5 hours early, and 3 hours early, and special limited only beer to the vendors.
Free beer. You get, so we do so we have this anniversary party that we started back in when we turned 14 or 15 years old. We started doing these special beer releases where we'd make a beer, age it for 2 years inside bourbon barrels, release it only on that day. Well, we started doing that around our 14th anniversary. Well, that beer won gold medal at the Great American Beer Festival. So then we had the 15th release and we got overrun. Like we sold out instantly. We had people driving from Chicago mad that we were out of beer. So when we hit the 16th year, we ticketed it this event. So we had to buy a ticket so we could make sure we had beer for everybody. Well, the 16th anniversary beer won a gold at the World Beer Cup, which is like the most prestigious beer competition in the world. And so then that just unleashed the floodgate. So we're in a town of 1,000 people. And even to this day, our 27th anniversary party we had in January sold out, and we had over 2,200 people through the door. So we're more than doubling the population of the town we're in one day.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's almost, I just, all I can say is that I love Wisconsin. Just
man, me too.
what happens like doing stuff like that, like just like having the Green Bay Packers and Lambeau filling that up, and that's literally as big as
absolutely
the whole city of Green Bay. Same deal, doubling the city of Amherst.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You guys with the Brewers too, right?
Yeah. We have our beer on tap at Brewers Stadium. That's a little feather in my cap because I'm a huge Brewers fan. I grew up in the city, and
that's awesome.
Being able to go see a Brewers game and get a honey blonde on tap is pretty rad. Yeah.
How many beers do you have on tap right now?
Oh boy, we make a lot of different beers, particularly between the two breweries. So I would say at any given time you can come into either of our tap rooms and we have 26 beers on tap.
26?
I'm sorry, 24. And that doesn't even encompass every beer we make.
Yeah.
So,
And Anello is super great too. Like, he stops into the store, once or twice a week, and I'll just be like, "Hey, what do you got new?" And he'll be like, "Well, we made this. The tangerine squeeze was really good. And that's in your new place in Milwaukee, and we're one of the only accounts up here, the only account up here that's just a one specific example where we get beer that's only brewed for Milwaukee. He'll ship us a keg up here. Excuse me. Really good stuff, and I think that's pretty cool to have. And I tell people,
Yeah.
I'm like, this beer is only available two places: Central Waters, New Milwaukee, their new place, and our place. And I think we did talk about, you guys talked about that a little bit. It's in the old Pabst Church. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
the new
cool
place.
place. So
Yeah.
if you're in that area, definitely go check that out. But I mean,
Absolutely.
just that's, I've always thought that is really cool that you can come up, just to our place, and we
Mhm.
have beer that is only in one other place. So
Gotta love the exclusives. And yeah, we have a bunch of listeners from Milwaukee, I believe.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Well, you should go
probably-
check out the Central Waters Milwaukee
Probably
location.
3,
They have
maybe
an
4.
excellent food partner there. Hey, that's 3 or 4 people. Bring them in. We've got a really good food partner there. Mexican food, excellent Mexican fusion food, and just a cool little spot.
That goes well.
Yeah, and that's what kind of Jozef is hitting on. That Amherst spot is where we do production beers, right? Like we have to hit schedules, we have to hit releases, we distribute to multiple states. Milwaukee is where we get to make whatever the hell we want. That brewer gets to be like, I feel like making this now. Go
Yeah.
for it, man. You get to make kind of whatever. And then we'll take those beers that have been super successful and we'll move them into the year-round portfolio in the Amherst spot. So Milwaukee kind of serves almost like a pilot project for us.
sign to Dead Rock Bass.
Dead
That
rock
is
bass, is that a sign?
It's alive a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a dead fish floating down there.
Well, it almost looks slightly alive.
Catch it, Matt.
That's a big rock. That's a big rock.
Yeah.
Choked on a fish. Oh, is it?
Oh my god.
It's got another fish in its mouth. That's funny.
Commentary
Save it.
here.
Save it, Matt. All right,
Yeah.
Matt's giving the SOS net special. It's a special net that's got a red cross on it specifically for this purpose.
Jeez. That's a long net, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh, he's reaching too far. It's just out of reach.
Look at the minnow hanging out.
Somebody
Yeah, I
hold
can
his
see the
legs.
minnow hanging out of the front of the rock bass there. It's a pretty decent sized rock bass,
He's
too.
going to catch it with a baker on a trolling rod.
And I was trying to
Yeah.
snag it. He's trying to snag it in. Oh, did you get it? Oh, I thought he got it. This is exciting, folks. Feel like I'm doing play by play.
I was yeah.
Should probably sharpen your hooks.
Well,
Yeah, let's talk about
I was
hook
gonna say if
sharpening.
we're gonna talk about hooks, we might as well talk about it now because
Yeah, I've got a pretty funny story about that too. Our first week musky fishing this year, we're trolling, right? And we had like a banner night. We caught 3 fish that night trolling.
yeah.
We missed 2 right at the start. So we missed 2 fish. The rods go off, nothing there. The rod goes off again, nothing there.
Yep.
Pull in the bait, grab it, stick my thumb on the hook. I look at my boat partner. I'm like, you sharpen the hooks? He's like, no, did you? It was our first week,
Yeah.
dull hooks.
Yeah.
So we missed 2 fish on dull hooks and we still caught 3 the rest of that night after we sharpened the hooks.
After
So
you sharpen the
sharpen
hooks.
your hooks, folks. That's
Sharpen your hooks, folks. I'm gonna before I ask probably my last question about the brewery, unless there's more to unpack. I got a
yeah,
quick
there's always more to unpack
ask
for beer, but we don't have to keep talking
Matt
about
about sharp or dull hooks. Why do you run dull hooks? How do you run dull hooks? And how do they catch muskies?
Well, I don't run them on purpose. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So when you drag them around for 9 miles in 3 feet of water and they're pounding on the bottom the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
you can sharpen them all you want, but they pretty much go dull immediately. Enough to give any musky fisherman shivers at how dull those hooks actually were. But we got one on it today. They
Yeah.
work.
They were as dull as the end of a
It ate
fork.
the center hook.
Yeah, it ate the right.
That one
It
that one
bounced off the front dull one and got hit by the center.
Wisconsin riverfish don't head hunt around here or what?
they eat the whole thing.
They just eat the whole
How do I get all
thing.
3 hooks in my yap?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta love that.
Yeah, that one we had to cut hooks on that one. That one clobbered.
We did. Oh yeah, yeah. I got it on head cam, so
I have it in my brain. It's a memory.
the best memory. There's probably a good thing we're not all mic'd up at the same time, and also probably a good thing that in some cases that it's not on video. Well, I do have my GoPro running, so we'll get something from that. But Anello, I got one last. You kind of brought it up with you said seasonal beers when you release new stuff, and well, I guess I have two questions. First, how do you come up with a new flavor or a new beer? Do you have a team? Do you do it? Did people give you
we have
suggestions, or do you look at other breweries and be like, "Hey, that looks good. We'll try that."
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of everything. We have a team. We have a really, really good team, a very talented team of brewers and sales folks and production workers that all have thoughts on what we should be making. You know, we ultimately you try to make beer that you also want to drink. You know, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But not every beer is for everyone. We make so many different styles of beer, and some of them they're not really my cup of tea, but they sell very well, you know.
Right.
So you're like, okay, well, yeah, we'll make that. It's not what I'm going to drink on an everyday basis. So, you know, in terms of looking and trying to see what other people are doing, I try not to do that very much. And that's a lesson I've learned over the years. You know, I had a friend of mine that had a very successful business, and he gave me advice one day, and he said, mind your own business. That was his advice. And he's like, by that, he means mind your business and not others. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Stay true to what you're doing and just stick to it. And so we try to make a wide spectrum of beer so that there's something in our portfolio for every beer drinker, whether you're an easy drinking light lager type of guy or you want a 15% ABV barrel aged stout. I've got it.
I notice you don't have anything that has clamato in it.
We're still working on that formula. I've got a formula ready to go, but you know, I would have to get it approved by the TTB and the government's shut. So
well,
nothing's happening there.
That's something you should strongly consider.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did you make a spaghetti?
We did make a spaghetti beer. Yeah, this is part of the creativity that we get to do in the Milwaukee spot. So for those listeners, and I'm guessing on a musky podcast, none of you motherfuckers know what this is. So a spaghetti is a beer cocktail. So there is a digestif or an aperitif, if you will, called Campari or Aperol. Right? It's a bright red liqueur.
What's going on?
Matt's running with it. Oh, Rock Bass is back.
Is in the front of the boat.
Rock Bass is back.
Oh boy.
So, anyways, you mix a little bit of Campari or Aperol with a light lager. It's traditionally Miller High Life. Hold on, we got commentary coming in. Netted rock bass.
Lipped it.
Got him in. Well, that's got to be a 6-inch rock bass. Choking on a minnow. It's a.
Can we rig this guy up?
Yeah, we could. If he's still alive.
Oh wow,
yeah, he's really choked on that sucker.
Yeah.
State record spot tail.
State record spot tail.
State record spot tail's 4.25 inches.
Do you know this for sure? You making this up right now?
The tail of the spot tail, so it's gone. It's going to be about 3 3/4 now.
Yeah, it's stuck in there. It's trying to rip a half a minnow out of this thing. Well, you know, there's probably pliers in the boat.
Pliers exist.
There you go. Get in there and get that sucker out. Oh yeah, you got most of it out there. Yeah, that's not.
Look at.
You got it all out.
Wow. Is that a little
bullhead?
Little bullhead.
Yeah. Little. That's why.
Yeah, he's got a little bullhead in there, and that's why
they got the reverse spine thingies.
Yeah, he ate it head first.
He's in the revive tank first.
So we're trying to revive the tail.
Does this hurt the bullhead? I saw a tail missing. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just finish that story so we can. You're
Right.
good. We had some excitement, some action. So a spaghetti is a beer cocktail where you mix a lager with Campari or Aperol. And so we made a beer. We can't add spirits to beer. That's against the law. So we created that by using the same herbs that they used to make Campari, which is like a bitter liqueur. and infuse it into beer to make a beer that tastes like you're drinking a spaghetti. It was very wild, very outside of the bounds, like
That's
crazy stuff.
something I've never ever heard of.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's
And
a
it works?
it's a really good drink.
Yeah.
Particularly in the summertime when it's really hot. You take like my favorite way to do it is to take. It's got to be a clear glass bottle of High Life. That's the traditional way to do it, right?
Yep.
Take a little sip out of the top of that bottle, top it up with Campari. It turns pink, and it is so delicious and refreshing. It's awesome.
Sounds like a summer drink.
It's really good.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I
I-
mean we kind of segue that's if you could get one with Clamato, that's kind of how we got there is if Matt and I actually really got hooked on it from seeing Matt because I had never done it and he would do it all the time. You just pour some Clamato in there. And I think it's the saltiness of the oyster juice, the clam juice. It is it just really
Do we have where's the Clamato? Let's read the ingredients here.
it's what preserved.
Honestly, it's probably the
Preservative
high
effort.
fructose corn syrup that you're into.
It's delicious.
It's what plants crave.
It's what they crave.
So
in there,
that's actually not like it's not far away from a very old kind of Polish German thing on drinking beer is adding salt to beer is a thing. Particularly in the old Polish bars, you'd see salt shakers sitting on the bars because these old timers would come in and they'd shake salt into their beer. Any of us that are, my age or older probably remembers their grandparents adding salt to beer, and salt makes everything taste better, man.
with some more recent Minnesota visits that we've been having, we've been doing the what's the like Michelob Ultra or a Busch Light with a pickle in the beer in the glass. Same concept. Saltiness. Yeah. I think that's the same thing.
I would suggest trying a better beer next time.
There's so Clamato is red 40 high fructose corn syrup. No, those are probably the two most random ingredients on here. Tomato concentrate, salt, spices, onion, garlic powder, dried clam broth, vinegar, national flavors, red chili pepper.
I think that's why I like. There's
A couple things I
it
can't
just when you
pronounce.
put it enough of it in your beer, it gives you that beer like that salty taste with enough. It's like a poor man's Bloody Mary, and
Yeah.
for some reason Matt was drinking it, and then I just got hooked on it by association. And I think once you have, I always tell people you gotta have more than one. You can't just like have a sip of it. You gotta have like a full beer, and then I think people are hooked on it.
Tune in next week to Muskie's on Tap podcast, where we read ingredient lists. Riveting.
Riveting. Absolutely riveting. So now to officially surpass the most we've ever talked about beer, I have one last question for Anello. What is the one beer that you guys made that was a complete failure?
Oh, that's a good
Flavor.
question. That's a very, very good question. You just want one?
Just like
It doesn't have to be. One or two?
Is this like you thought it was gonna be great, marketed it great, or like
I like that one.
promoted it the best, the biggest flop, or just one that like just really bad
One of each,
taste?
please. I want a flop and then a bad
I've got-
tasting one that you thought was gonna be good.
Oh boy. Very, very, very good questions here. Bad tasting. I don't know that we've had one that I thought was a bad.
Oh, no.
Let me finish talking. I don't know that we've had one that was bad tasting that went to production for a long time. Certainly happened over the years, but usually you kind of dial in with some pilot batches before you do it on a large scale because you've invested a lot of money and time. If you're going to brew it on a large scale, it better be right.
And these aged
There's been
beers
mistakes
can
that
only
have been
be
made.
aged for so long.
No, we've gone 3-4 years, 5 years on some of them when they're aged in, bourbon barrels. Some of those don't work out, but I do have a good story of a good beer that flopped outside of our own control.
Yeah.
Right. So we made this beer and it was part of this rotating India Pale Ale series we do. There's one every other month, goes to the full market. Right. So we made this India Pale Ale with Szechuan peppercorns in it. It was fantastic. Szechuan
this?
peppercorns, really? It's right. Musky podcast. Sorry.
We don't know
Ketchup
what
is
the hell you're
spicy.
talking about.
Ketchup is spicy for you guys. All right, so so Szechuan peppercorns are like it's like a peppercorn, but it has like it gives you like a numbing, tingling sensation, and the flavor is really, really good on them. So it is a very popular Chinese food ingredient is Szechuan peppercorns. Okay,
Definitely not something to go in beer.
it's very good in beer. It worked out great. So the beer tasted awesome. Okay, we label it, we can it, we keg it, we ship out the kegs 1 week. The next week the cans were about to ship out. Now the label for this is very Chinese looking, like Chinese graphics.
That's what I was gonna ask.
All this stuff, like the graphics on are very, very Chinese looking. Szechuan, is on the label, and that was March of 2020.
Oh my god.
So the kegs go out to
COVID in a can.
They're 100%.
Did you have like really good, obviously in probably January, November, or whatever, really good market, like people, everyone was like, this is gonna be the shit coming out.
Oh yeah, we had done a pilot batch of it, and people were super excited for it. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
cans actually went out. Kegs were still at the brewery waiting to go out the next week, and it was that week that everything shut down. Like all the bars had to close, so all the orders got rejected, and we were stuck with an insane amount of Szechuan peppercorn. And the cans were in the stores, but nobody wanted to freaking buy it because it was full of like Chinese like logos and stuff, and it was like the Wuhan virus was going out.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is like a worst. Like you couldn't script a worse time to launch a beer that had
Yeah.
like Chinese ingredients in it. Was March of 2020. That was one of those like, what are you gonna do, man? The beer was good, but no, that beer all got dumped. Yeah,
That's a bummer. Sounded good. Szechuan's good flavor.
Have you thought about bringing it back?
absolutely not. No.
Just
No, we haven't
just
forgot about
one and done.
Yeah, sometimes it's like if you're fishing with like a particular musky lure that's never catching fish, or just something bad happens, just bad juju on that thing, man. You're never
Bad juju's the
you're
thing,
never
yeah.
you're never
Goes
throwing
right
it
to the
again.
wall, or
You're
sell
never
it.
throwing it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you have
Great
a bad
question, though.
bad beer like that tasted bad that you thought was going to be good? I thought maybe.
I would say sometimes the beers will miss their mark when like,
Yeah, that you thought was good.
oh gosh, yeah. We did a beer. We did a gin and juice beer once. Do you remember the
Snoop
gin and
Dogg
juice
on
beer,
the
Matt?
label?
Yeah, man. It was like a gin and
Oh.
juice beer. I was like, this is gonna be like hotcakes, man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It was like pulling teeth to get anybody to buy that.
Wow.
Same thing happened with it seems like anytime we did a cocktail beer, a cocktail focused beer, that would
Sure.
happen. We did a tequila barrel aged lime goza, and a goza is like a sour beer with salt in it.
I love sour beers.
So it was a lime. It was like lime puree, salt, aged in tequila barrels. It was going after like a margarita type of thing. Complete and utter flop, like a
Man.
disaster. We did another one that was a dark and stormy. That was a barrel aged Scotch ale, I believe, with ginger in it to go after like the rum barrel aged ginger thing. It was like pulling teeth to sell it. Yeah.
Have you ever considered making a malt beverage in a 40-ounce container?
I indeed have thought of that. I had that idea a long time
Do you
ago.
usually is that where you duct tape the
What I actually wanted to do was
The
make
hands?
a malt liquor, package it in a 40-ounce bottle, and the label for it is a brown paper bag. Like on the shelf.
I love that.
It would be so awesome.
Perfect marketing.
Yeah, I know.
Tell it right at point.
Have you had anything,
Or UW Milwaukee.
talking about flops over the years that sticks out in your mind as a massive like production flop, like production, something was going to be a great beer or something, and then production somehow something leaked, keg or distiller. I don't know the ins and outs, but a massive production fail.
Stuff like that happens from time to time. You have things where, equipment breaks down and maybe the cooling jackets in the tank go out and the beer gets too hot and you have to dump it. Probably the one that sticks out the most to me though, and this was when we were in our first building, and we had we were a much smaller brewery back then, but we had this great idea where we were going to make a beer. So when you make beer, right, it's water, barley, hops, and yeast. Those are the four main ingredients of beer. So instead of water, we were going to use maple sap, like it's fresh out of the tree, before they boil it down to make syrup. Use that because that's like, it's got sugar content in it. It's got some like nutty maple flavor.
Yeah.
100%. You could totally like use that as your water to make beer with. That was our plan. So we had a tanker truck of maple sap pull up to the brewery, put it into our kettle. This was on a Friday, and I think it's like something came up and we're like, well, we can't get to it today. Yeah, we're in Junction City back then. I was like, well, let's get to it on Monday, like right away Monday morning. It's sitting in the kettle. It's gonna be fine. Show up Monday morning, we open the kettle, all mold. Like in 48 hours, it molded.
Whoa.
And we're like, well, shit. I guess we're dumping that.
Not well.
I guess we're dumping that. And then, when it comes to like barrel aging, so when we do like barrel aging, you'll have a batch of beer. We'll say there's 200 oak barrels going into one tank. Every single oak gets flavor sampled by at least 2 people. And a lot of those will sometimes they like won't pass flavor check because they'll just be bad. You just never really know. So stuff like that gets dumped a lot. Ultimately the goal is to not dump anything if you can help it, but it happens.
Sorry to interrupt. So I've been sitting here staring at about 500 yards of shiners right behind us. So we're gonna kind of adjust here, adapt and overcome. We're gonna do a little bit hybrid mover. We're not gonna troll, Jozef.
Troll
down.
Troll.
But we are going to pull up anchor. I know a lot of guys musky fish with an anchor like I do. So we're gonna pull up anchor and then we're gonna slowly creep right in on that big pot of bait there. I can see them all. It's dimpling like for hundreds of yards up. So here we go.
I just kind of want to let the folks know what we have going on here. We are a full service outfit. Right behind us, we have 2 shotguns in case, we need to pull over on shore. Got the waders. It is duck season.
Mm-hmm. You can fully do that.
We have our
whenever you want.
We're a full service rig here.
45 other rods.
We have a TV. We watch the Brewers with Gillespie that one time. That's actually pretty fun.
I see these guys are equipped with bucktails in November. They're ready to roll. Always gotta have a bucktail.
Always gotta have a bucktail on.
You got about 25 to 45 other rods to do any other 55, only including the one on the roof. Rods.
There is actually,
every species.
There probably is 55 rods on here today. Matt says we're light. I think maybe what is light? 49?
40.
Matt says 45. Matt says.
Setups.
Well, okay, we'll describe it here. Towards the back of the pontoon, I see 7, 8, and then there's a good dozen by the grill there. And don't forget the deep fry boiler holder on top of that. As you move through the cab, we got one on top of the captain's chair. That's his special one with that reel. He's got actually a pretty sweet little dart spin on there.
I think I got 47.
47
ish. I'm not good at counting though.
That's probably a pretty accurate number.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple, normal for a pontoon boat. That catches fish.
I think it's the more rods you have, the more fish you catch, right?
I don't know. Ask Matt that.
It's the more rods you have, the more different types of fish you can catch. So when I'm guiding, we might be catching bluegills, and then they're like, "Hey, let's go troll for muskies." Okay, we got the rods to do it, and then they're like, "We want to troll for walleyes." All right, let's go do that. We want to catch rock bass. All right, let's go shot for that.
Net rock bass.
Those big rock bass.
We'll have to check on him. He's still in the live well, actually. I guess we get segued, but let's just finish up with beer a little bit. I guess what I kind of want to know, is the muskies on tap part? Was it ever meant to be beer, or was it kind of just to be like a information source that you can
It was just like I don't really know why. It just one, I think it rolled off the tongue when we were thinking of names for the podcasts. We
Yep.
wanted to keep it kind of open-ended for the most part. I was just starting my guiding career. We wanted to just chop it up, and we're like, we all like to drink beer. We're all from Wisconsin. It kind of just worked there. We were pretty good at the start. We would start every podcast like, "Hey, what are you drinking?" And then every once in a while, as in the night, like, we're all drinking water. It's a weeknight. We're trying to be at least, not drinking too heavily. But I don't know. I like where it's been. I think people really enjoy it. Like, it also it made for
Yeah, he's got
tappers on the
tapper
logo.
right on the
Yeah.
logo. Yeah.
It like made for a pretty solid logo. Made from a guy across the seas on the internet did a pretty good job. At this logo. And yeah, we've taken it from there, and we've done like posts on Facebook and Instagram, like bait of the weeks, and then it features
Some kind of beer, yeah.
some kind of beer. And then if I don't have any beer in my fridge, I just put some random hard liquor on the counter in there, or like a bubbler or a Red Bull. Yeah. Yeah, right. I think it was some rubber bait that I know I'd have to rip pretty hard in the summer. I think I had the white Monster Energy with it, because that's what you're gonna need to do that. But no, the taps part just was just with.
It kind of makes sense though,
Yeah.
right? Like beer, like obviously like beer, but then like you would think like if you want information about musky fishing or whatever, you kind of have it on tap, like it's a free flowing kind of source. Yeah, so I think it's a cool name,
Yeah.
and it's cool that it's all kind of
Double on
top.
Yeah.
It says
lots
Big
of.
words.
I'm learning a lot today. These
I think-
guys are teaching me so much that
I
I've
think
never.
like only
known about.
us would appreciate this, but man, if I could somehow make a beer that smelled like musky. Oh, that's the
Musky
greatest
slime.
smell, the slime. Or,
Yeah,
or
anybody-
even maybe not the beer. How about the label? Like a scratch and sniff label.
Scratch and sniff. Bring that back
That
from like
smelled like musky slime.
where would they have scratch and sniffs? Was that like
Oh, that's still a thing. You can still get it.
Where were you?
Oh my god.
I was just
at the Central Waters tap room.
yeah. No, trust me, I wasn't musky fishing. It was the label.
Yeah.
It was the
I
label.
was just drinking beer.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, we started in 2020 actually when we had to close our tap room. We could still be open outside. So we got like fire pit. So we have like live fires outside. And we still do that to this day. And when that started happening, guys would come up to me and be like, "Man, that completely ruined it for me because now I can't hide the fact that I was at your tap room. I come home smelling like campfire." They're like, "Oh, you were at Central Waters. I can smell the smoke on you."
That's just the place to be.
That's how it used to be back in the day. You were at the bar, honey. You smell like cigarettes. Yeah. I mean, that was a wild time that I never got to be.
No, not me. I mean,
enjoy or partake in.
You can't see across the bar from the cigarette smoke haze. Yeah.
I do remember as a young child going to dinner. Do you want smoking or non-smoking? My dad, not. Or we go past the bar. My dad, at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, we'd be going to church. My dad, like, we'd pass final score. We go, "Can you believe it? There's people at a bar at 10 a.m. on a Sunday." Well, that's probably me.
the random sidetrack story. When I did a road trip with some buddies out west, we stopped in a bar in Wyoming that was still fully can smoke. And it was
Florida too, you can.
It was like straight out of a movie, honestly. Like people playing pool, just ripping darts,
There's
drinking
a few
beer.
bars around here too.
Kind of a dark vibe, but also lighthearted, good music. It was.
I won't name
was
them
cool,
to give up
but-
the mystique of the bars.
Yeah.
But up north, I know I've been up north. There's been a kitty. You want to smoke a cigarette, you put $1 in the kitty. That way, if they ever get fined, it comes out of the pot. It comes out of the pot. You just walk in, throw a quick 20 in. I'm gonna be here for a bit. I got one
Covers
pack
you
of
for a while.
marbles that's gonna go down.
Covers you for a while. Is there so how do we segue into muskies? Do we just
Oh yeah, going. I mean, up north. Yeah, going. Muskie's
Muskie's on tap, going up north, or fishing your guys.
What's that one? What's going on with that one up there? It's just
Lines
let
going
out
out?
a little line.
Is it
We've
drinking
moved
bottom?
slightly. We're in some shallow water now. We were in like 14 feet. Now, what we slid up into 5. We're about in an area that
We side image the same muskie. We saw twice on side image while trolling.
there was, right over here somewhere.
It's right over here, right up on the sand, kind of by the wood.
There's a big piece of wood.
It's a 4
Big-
footer. Shook it off.
4-footer shook it up.
4-footer.
Dang it. Well, we're only going after the 55 here. That's what I came down here for. So
Have you done any live other than like in the car, or is this the only live like podcast where you guys are doing something else?
yeah, this is actually the only one other than driving where we've done something else while recording. The only just trying to get or releasing liquids off of the boat right now.
Emptying the bilge.
We've done some live recordings before the PMTTs where like whoever we're staying with, we just pass the mic around. And
Right.
It feels it's just like this,
Right.
but we chop it up tournament stuff. But this is nice. I mean, you got the heaters going, smells like diesel. So it's
We'll
only
probably have the grill going not too long after this.
I
too.
think
pork
post
chops,
pod.
brats,
Yeah.
pork chops, brats,
And
and
pork chops.
what else did you bring? Is that it?
Maybe wallet.
Maybe
a walleye?
Fish for that.
Yeah.
And that counts.
If I can ever fish for them.
You can fish for them.
You're
that
allowed
counts towards
to.
your daily bag, right? If you catch one and eat one.
The rock bass does.
Yeah, the
What is the limit on rock bass?
Is rock bass part of panfish?
Is it?
Yeah, rock bass.
Is
part
it
of
15 or
panfish.
25 on the strip?
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now there's
It's 25 in aggregate.
so you can have like 10 bluegills, 15 perch, or it's crappies, bluegills. Are rock bass really in that category?
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I don't think they're their own.
Matt Lazarski, hot rock bass trips. Take as many as you want. We don't know the limit.
You don't even need to hook them. They just float up to the surface. You don't even use your line. They just float right up to the boat. And easy as pie.
We just fish where there's so much bait. They just choke on the bait. They don't even need to catch them. They just choke
It is
on it.
absurd on how much bait you guys got here. We'll probably dive in a little bit to that right after this, but I'd like to bring back up the muskie this morning when we were trolling. Two little segments.
How long did that take? Like 20 minutes?
Not long at all. So you guys have a great fishery. I think we've talked about that a good bit. But two things about that is I trolled, got it on the pontoon that you've described many times, and that was pretty neat. All down rods.
Is it everything that you thought it was, or is it not?
It is,
Did
and
it
more,
exceed
more.
expectations?
and
All right.
more. I just woke up and just started driving, and I showed up, and I mean, I don't know. The guide was like 3 minutes late, but I was also probably about 15 to 20 minutes late.
Well, the
so-
guide that I hired to take me duck hunting in the morning was late.
It's just a bunch of shitty guides around here. honestly.
Basically,
yeah.
you get what you pay for,
Right. Yeah. Oh man. But we
Yeah.
got one early and it was trolling. It was pretty sweet. I mean, like I did not expect it to be like all down rods, short leads, just
Yeah, I don't run
Cruising
any
around.
boards generally unless I'm running. Usually I'll 12, 13 rods. I'll run down rods, and then if I get above that, then I'll run a couple boards. But
Yeah.
boards are boring.
oh, I believe you 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
boards are tough.
I just have a little more real estate than a normal. I mean, it's 8.5 feet wide, so you
Yeah.
have a lot more real estate to work with.
Absolutely. And they're all strategically placed. That's the one thing I was like, when you're just describing it to us, on our previous podcast or when I chatting with you at the show and seeing a picture, I didn't realize you have different length rods. You have a system. You're doing a line length here. You're doing and there is a system. Like it's not just like
Yeah,
chuck
it's a
'em out,
lot of
wash
years
'em, and
to get where I'm at with this. I mean,
how many snags to get where you're at here?
well, when I'm driving the boat, not many. But yeah, no, lots of snags. The other thing was the lure retriever. Like you're gonna get snagged, especially in
Yeah.
the river, you know. So you got to have that. That's
Look, it's different. I don't know. I mean, do you see random stump piles and stuff that weren't there the previous year that just show up?
that weren't there the previous week sometimes, yeah, or previous day,
Keeps
yeah,
you on your toes.
yeah. You're constantly moving. It's a moving target, which is probably good for my ADD. I enjoy it. So
That's good.
What happens is basically like, especially when you have like low water, the laydowns, there's a bunch of this loose stumps on the laydowns. They are out of the water, and then they dry out. And you'll have high water, and now half of those logs are kind of buoyant, and it's just buoyant enough with the current to dislodge them. They float down the river. You run into them. It happens. But that's why I have a mud motor.
That's a mud motor is good. I have a random question. It might be dumb, but like if all these logs and stuff are getting flooded down, the river gets flooded up every year. I assume at least once, spring high water. Did they just hit the dam and stop there? Do they get like churned up in a spot? Do they go over dams? Do they just right through them?
Yeah, usually just depends on how big it is, obviously, but they'll go right through. I mean, you go down a couple stretches where it's more of a spillway.
Yeah.
Not so much it goes through turbines.
That's like Petenwell and Castle Rock. Are those spillways?
Not quite. No.
You got to go further down.
No, in between. It's like, so we're right by, basically we're in downtown Stevens Point right now. There's a Stevens Point dam right below us, downstream of us.
Yeah.
And then there's one more dam where there's gates, and then there's two spillways basically. So it's basically just a rock ledge where the water falls over it, Yeah.
When it's at the certain level.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, 10 feet above the next stretch, and it just falls over it. It's like a big waterfall. So there's no.
Okay.
So the stumps definitely get lodged just right upstream of those and just downstream of those. And they make some nice eddies if you can get up there when the water's high. Then that's kind of what I do with my mud motor is just target those high current areas when you can, when the water's high, and those fish are just stacked behind those trees, rocks, whatever it might be. And it, like Matt said, it's ever changing.
Yeah. Rivers are neat. I got to do a float trip with some buddies out in kind of like northwestern Wisconsin or whatever, and that was like a completely different experience. We have a clicker going off.
Clicker's going off here.
In
Matt says bottom.
Matt's dragon.
We're in 6.7 feet of water.
Sometimes 5.7 with the rocks.
I think the sucker definitely bottom.
Uh-oh. Looks like Matt is
we're pulling hard.
Undo the snag.
We're pulling hard. You want me to back it up?
Save the sucker. Is that Gustafson or Girthy?
Is this which sucker?
That's Girthy.
Oh,
that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Usually the bigger ones do become the problem when sucker fishing. That
Matt's on the rod here. Explain what happened here, Matt.
We got snagged.
We definitely got snagged. We're talking too much shit about the river.
How long is your
river
rod?
talk back?
10 foot.
Yeah.
10-foot rod. What do you like about a 10-foot rod?
These are those assault sticks. Well, the reason I got the assault sticks is because they're
lean into it.
Gus was saying about how I run different length rods, and that allows me to position baits the right way. So I got 10 footers, 9 footers, 8 footers, and 7 footers. And that's how you can stack them, keep them from getting tangled.
A man of many rods, and man
of many
with many
lengths.
feet, man of many lengths. Oh, you need the rod holder? You get it?
He needs the lure retriever, maybe.
Right here. Right here.
right under the net. Yeah, so this is fully live action, folks. Not as exciting as the fish catching part.
What was that? Oh no, that we're in 3 feet of water over here.
Oh no,
Oh, sure, yeah.
We're going
You did
over
tell me to
the-
avoid this spot.
the avoided spot.
Hold
But-
on, I might have. We got
The
rods all over up here.
other rods are
Walleye
doing all
rods
right.
out, sucker rod out. We
Do
did
fish-
just feel a bump. We did go into 3 feet of water here.
I think the engine hit, possibly.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, actually.
Little tap of the skeg. Oh,
Girthy is alive. Everybody rejoice.
Wow. It. Oh, yeah, he's doing well.
No, he's all
He's doing
good.
Okay.
As long as the hooks are on it, let him down, swim around. Prop might need a little looking at. That's why you carry an extra.
Minor
That's why
details.
there's an extra. But it comes up tight. Yeah, I figured this is skinny water we're talking now. We were in like 14, then we went to like 7,
Now
and
we're in
now we're in
2.
2.
Yeah, you definitely are. He's definitely. We're rolling over a.
There yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh, I
Ooh.
could feel that one. Pretty good. Trim is up.
how much can I go, Matt? Keep going.
I think you're good there.
Keep going. Keep going.
Wow.
Oh, we are rocking and rolling here, folks.
As we thought there was
Yeah.
going to be 0 hiccups in the podcast, I am still probably just going to let this one roll in.
Oh, we got another snag.
And we have another snag. Maybe I will put a point in the pod.
We're good. Matt got it.
Okay.
We're good.
What were we even talking about before this excitement?
Fish in the river, probably.
And how fun it is?
How much it changes.
I mean, it couldn't have happened more perfectly then. Striking. That's a musky on side image, isn't it? On the right, I can see its fins. It's on bottom though.
This one? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's just a very musky shaped rock. Actually, this is
Tough to tell.
This is a talking point that my buddy Clayton and I have. We think that every area's chamber of commerce puts in fake muskies into the lakes so that people image them, and they're like, "God damn it, they're not eating." Why? But that one's really big right there. I got to keep coming back and spend money and lodge here and go into town. And
That is a pretty good idea,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think they do
in
that
the
here
river
at
would be a
Point.
little tough, obviously.
Well, that's a good thing. They move around, so people really think they're real.
right.
The river pushes them around, and then like that one is just so happened to be on the backside of a perfect little 2-foot hump that we maybe scrape bottom for a little while. And I think it's perfectly placed. And if a sucker rod doesn't go off, then it's 100% the Stevens Point Chamber of Commerce. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we slide back up into this little nook here. Well, I mean, right where we're kind of targeting over here.
Well, this is where a lot of the bait was when we were
Are you
trolling.
going back to our honey hole there? Oh yeah.
Back
Oh,
to
yeah.
the honey hole. These guys got it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm watching
Gus is just
the Masters.
he's comfortable. He's comfortable. That's that's what you get when you come with us. You sit down. This is a really funny story. My girlfriend, now fiance.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. When we were first dating, we launched up at the Dubé Dam, which is by here, and Matt was up there trolling around, and Anello was with him and his other buddy Matt, and they were laying down in these seats like this, right? And this was before the cover was on,
Yeah.
and they were trolling around, and Lexi goes, "What are they doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're fishing." She goes, "They're laying down." And I'm like, "Honey, no,
They're
that's
fishing
not
hard.
that's not what you this is not It's not cool to do that, okay? Because I can just see the wheels start to turn it. Because I have a mud motor, so it's
Right.
not the most comfortable. It's a boat for utility, not comfort, which is nice to have. With Taps Attack, we got kind of the one-two punch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I can just see those wheels turning, and I'm like, no, honey, no, that's not what you want.
She
You
becomes
don't want to lay down
Matt's
and fish.
client. Yeah, I think Matt says yes, you do. That's
I
you can make musky fishing. You can make musky fishing as hard or as easy going as you want it to be. And like Joseph just said, they got both ends of the spectrum. We got the mud motor, possibly bumping stumps going through the skinny water, and then we got Matt with the luxurious
Still bumping rocks, but luxurious while you're doing it.
But it was very like graceful. Like I can maybe feel it through the seats here, but like it's fine.
Well, we're sinking, but we're fine.
That's why you have two pontoons.
Yeah.
I hope, right? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I didn't look.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will be fine. Maybe.
Usually.
Yeah, it's good. So.
But
You want to talk more about the river?
we talked about the river a little bit. Joseph sounds like he wants to talk more about the river.
River talk. Here you go. I'm gonna put another sucker on.
River
Think of
talk.
a name whilst I do that.
Whilst he does that.
We talk about the shop too. I mean,
So with the shop, you guys got the new edition. Since we last talked to
Yeah,
you
new
over,
it actually finally kind of finalized. Bunch of beer in kegs, bunch of beer in case beer, packaged beer,
growlers.
growlers, crawlers.
What is the
basically.
crowler? Yeah.
So Anello can actually, I don't know, you kind of want to talk about this? This is kind of your thing.
History of a crowler.
Kind of a to-go beer kind of thing here. I'll let Anello talk about it.
Yeah, so the crowler is just the size can. It's a 32-ounce can. And so the way that there's some bars that have it, most breweries have that now. So it's a way to fill off of a tap line. So you fill 32 ounces into the can. So imagine a can with no lid on it. So you fill it up and then you put a lid on it, and the bars will have what's called a seamer. So you put the lid on, you put it into this machine that spins it and seams the lid onto the can. So then you can walk away with 32 ounces in a sealed can with your regular, top that you'd have on a can.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, and so that was a story that we were telling earlier.
Oh, okay.
About the crawler weekend that we were fishing up north on a lake, camping for one night, and I said I was bringing crawlers. We had just gotten it. It was kind of a new term. Matt wasn't sure what I was talking about,
but he probably just said yes.
Matt thought I was bringing worms.
Crawlers.
Crawler. I said I'm bringing crawlers. Our other buddy we fished with thought I was bringing donuts. And what I really
was everyone pleasantly surprised?
Well, what I really brought was crawlers full of Manhattans.
Yeah.
So rather than beer, I filled them with Manhattans. So we call that weekend crawler because everybody thought it was 3 different types of crawlers that were coming in.
Crawler. Crawling on the floor after
that weekend too. To say how long ago that was, we had a bottle of Rip Van Winkle 12-year-old because nobody would buy it. Pappy Van Winkle. No,
yeah.
It sat on the shelves then. And now it's like, yeah. It's crazy how
that's a lot.
All this beverage stuff goes in such cycles, and it's hot. It's this thing. It's always what's new. Kind of similar to musky baits. So
yeah, I mean, things get hot for a little bit. It depends on how it's marketed, who's marketing it,
right?
Who's catching on it? Are they actually catching on it?
What the consumers are buying,
what the consumers are buying.
That's a big part of it. Is like people's tastes change both in lures and in beverages. Right now, like NA is big. We're here. We got another breaking news item. Oh, let me check the teletype here. Central Waters NA beers will be coming out at the end of the year, so we're doing 2 beers NA style, and because that's there's a lot of NA stuff happening. I mean, freaking, we were just talking about this the other day. This still blows my mind that this is a thing and that people buy it. Did you know that White Claw does NA?
White Claw does NA?
100%. There is NA White Claw.
Do they sell
and
it?
It's sold in liquor stores. It's in like the liquor department.
Seltzer water.
NA White Claw. Like it's just
Yeah.
like LaCroix. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
But it's NA White Claw and it's sold at the price point of White Claw. It's not like I don't get it, but that's the thing.
It's the optics, as we call it. You want to be looking like you're indulging in the beverages that everyone else is that you're fitting in, rather than like,
That's
hey,
wild.
why are you drinking a LaCroix? Then you don't get that. Now you're just like, oh, he's having a White Claw. It's perfect.
Yeah, you pick.
You know,
Oh,
laws
no
when you're drinking
laws.
claws. Yeah, those are big in the old college days.
But yeah, the shop definitely like crawlers, a lot of space, a lot of new merch in.
What's
We got
the new merch?
new sweatshirts that are coming in pretty soon here. Anello's actually wearing one.
AFCO. I have one of those like fuzzy. Oh my god, those are fantastic.
Feel me.
I'm feeling them.
And Anello's
I
the man
wore that one
Gus
yesterday.
does.
I own the same hoodie.
No, they're really nice. Bunch of new sweatshirts. I'm actually well, this one's a camo one, but it doesn't have a logo on it. But AFCO, I've really been pleased with their clothing and their service, and you know,
Yes and yes.
it's really
Yeah, I like
actually been their price point is great too. You know, it doesn't break the bank. You know, you look at some of these other brands, and a lot of their stuff is double, if not, you know, a little less than that, just for basically the same clothing. So
It's high quality too.
Yeah, we did a run a few years back of Central Waters sim shirts that were pretty popular. I mean, I pretty much live in fishing clothes. You know, like for my work, I'm going out in the market talking to people. I'm wearing fishing
You're moving
clothes.
around a lot. Like that's
Dude, I tell everybody that'll actually listen to this. There's so many outdoor industries that do clothing, right? From camping and backpacking and whatever it is. The fishing industry got it right. You name the weather, whether it's raining, it's cold, it's hot. Fishing industry got the clothing right. That's the one for sure.
yeah, so we'll have like rain gear, insulated gear, pretty much anything that we want from AFCO.
And now, well, we're almost there. We just got our bait tank put in yesterday, so we will have live bait year round now, which minnows. We always had worms and that, but now we actually have minnows all the time now. So we were limited to spring and fall before. Beep, beep, beep,
beep, beep, beep. Holy new announcements.
Is that the
Holy
sucker
crap.
rod? They should make a sucker rod make that noise instead of the clicker. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about having bait all the time now.
That's big time. That's big news. I mean, for anybody driving around Stevens Point or even through, I'd imagine between southern Wisconsin going to northern Wisconsin, you know,
if you go up
highway,
I-39,
it's right there.
We're right off the highway. If you're dragging a boat up, we got an area where you can pull right through the back, get your suckers, get bait, beer, get everything, stop right in, and it's easy on, easy off. So.
No, that's good to hear. That's for the listeners. I mean, they sounds like a bunch have stopped in.
Yeah,
shout out listeners.
It's been good. I mean, it's cool to see the reach that you guys have spanned.
It's good. It's good to, you know, hear it once in a while too. You know, every once in a while we throw out an episode and it's like it just sends out to the abyss. We might not hear about anything about it, and then we send off the next one the next week. But then there's every once in a while we're like getting a bunch of feedback or a bunch of reach, or the guest is like, hey, so and so has been reaching out to me, this and that. So it is good to hear.
Yeah,
that's another whole premise of the podcast that we didn't even know we were gonna do. I mean, it literally started with just talk about musky fishing. It was the startup of my guide service. Talk about how the bite's going. Now we're getting guests on and talking about beer. Actually, finally,
yeah.
So, like, holy shit!
It sounds like you maybe need a beer sponsor.
We would be open.
Yeah,
we can chat.
I'll send you home with some beer today, and then when you take your photos, you can at least have some Central Waters cans for you.
Perfect. Yeah, I will be taking photos. I'm getting the big cam out here soon, especially for the grill.
But that's like you were kind of saying, like this has kind of evolved into something that you didn't imagine. I'm sure, Anello, you can kind of say the same thing about Central Waters. I can kind of say the same thing with myself and Matt. Like,
yeah,
we're coming up actually on 5 years pretty quick here. with taps and tackle. And if you would have asked me 5 years ago, kind of what I thought this might be, I'd never would have been, you know, have thrown it this direction where I've gained so many new friends, met so many people, and everyone is, for the most part, everyone has been super supportive, and it's just been very fortunate, I guess, to say that the direction that it's gone.
Yeah.
And I guess, you kind of said that with, that this podcast is,
Right.
I'm sure, you guys just started it to kind of, bring some awareness to your guide service and yourself. But now it's more, it's a lot
Friendships
bigger than
and-
that.
Yeah, way bigger than that. Meeting so many new people. I mean, doing the whole tournament circuit, that's been a big thing as well. I mean, we've talked to people from Canada, out east, out west, and south, and local as well. So I mean, it's a big reach. And what I was about to say, the common denominator is muskies. That's what's bringing us
Yeah,
all
that's why
together.
we're all here, right? I mean,
And
that's-
beer.
Walleyes, Matt.
Walleye.
Walleyes.
No,
Walleyes from
No walleyes on tap today. You might find me jigging
Matt's
a
been
couple
just
times.
itching. I think he does have he does have a few
Dude,
walleye rods out.
I had because I mean I pretty much only guide muskies. I do a little bit of walleye and smallmouth trips in the spring, but last fall I had a day off, and my buddy Taylor Flannery had a day off, so we're like, let's go muskie fishing. Turns out that day was like shit weather. It was right in the middle of turnover, and he's like, hop in my boat, let's go walleye fishing. So we go walleye fishing, catch a bunch of walleyes, and I posed with like the biggest of that day. I was like a 21 or 22, and I'm smiling. And Taylor has given me so much shit about that photo. He's like, look at this musky guy's little grin here, walleye fishing. I'm like, yeah, every once in a while it's pretty fun. Walleyes
It is
are
fun.
very
I do
tasty.
like it in the spring. The spring and all winter too, obviously. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the only thing I target all winter is just walleyes and crappies pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're delectable, and honestly they're not too bad to chase around. They can get frustrating sometimes. Not as much as muskies. They suck way more.
I feel like sometimes muskies, especially like August here, their muskies are easier to catch than walleyes.
That's exactly how that was going to say the same
That's
thing. Like
funny.
The walleye bite was just brutal for a little bit, and I'd come in after the shop. Everybody's like, "Well, how'd you do today?" And I was like, 3 muskies,
Two
no walleyes. Like they were easier. It was easier to catch a muskie than it was to catch anything else.
Yeah,
For a good month this year.
a lot of people always ask, they're like, so how many, like, you catch a bunch of pike as well when you're going after muskie? I'm like, well, first it depends on the lake, but honestly, no. Like if you're chucking around even a small crankbait or small spinnerbait or a small bucktail, way better shot of catching a muskie than a pike.
Oh yeah. Well, and
Easily.
I mean, my best bait's a number 7 flicker shad, trolling for walleye.
Beep, beep, bleep.
We're
Nah,
out
no,
trolling
no.
for walleyes, and
Right.
you go bang 3 that day. They ate a number 7 flicker shad.
Yeah.
That's how it goes some days. So
Some days the muskies just, yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. I'll go and fish a half day, and it might be one of those days that you just kind of get your butts whooped, and those are the days you usually go in and you either have like a neighbor or a buddy or somebody you know is out walleye fishing. They're like, yeah, we caught a muskie.
100%.
Those are the days where you're like, damn it.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, you're that guy.
That's who I am. Yeah. I don't mean to be that guy, but that's just how it works.
So you just accidentally stumbled into being a muskie guide?
I don't think I accidentally stumbled into it, but I mean,
I'm just kidding.
you
I'm
get
just
what you
kidding.
pay for. So
Right.
no, like we just find you find other weird bites fishing for other fish. I've always told people this, like you want to get information on muskies, don't talk to another muskie guy, talk to a bluegill guy.
Where is he?
That bluegill guy will tell you everything about how many muskies came up to eat his bluegills today while he was catching them. He'll tell you where he saw them. He'll give you every bit of information on the planet,
He might be off by about 10 to 15 inches on the length of the muskie.
the head was on one side of the boat and the tail was on the other. Yeah, that's fine, but
yeah, let him have that.
yeah. So that's a little fun tip that I learned. You just find fish doing other things in where there's life. So all the fish are gonna be there. They're all eating.
When there's life, there's life. Yeah, find the bait, find the fish. That's exactly what we did trolling. Scooped up a muskie, and got to see firsthand. I've been able to see it a few times actually. Fishing with some of the Green Bay guys. You guys put a pit tag in that fish. It did not have one in it.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive the way we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was holding on the musky in
Just
the
right
air,
in the back.
and I was clenching tight, but is what it is. It worked.
No,
It was
it
perfect.
was really, it was actually,
That
the
was
musky
very
didn't even move. A lot of
yeah,
times when you prick them, they kind of freak
freak out.
Yeah.
You kind of want them on the board.
Yeah.
rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one was, I guess if you're a pro.
I get it. I mean, you've handled maybe what 3-4 muskies in your life, so you know, like
And a
you
half.
know, and a half, like you know how, you know what you're doing though. I guess what I'm saying, right? So
Sure,
I
sure.
wasn't super worried about the anything going weird there, and it worked out well.
I was calm. The muskie was calm.
Everybody's chill, bro. It was kind of weird that fish didn't have a tag in it though. At 38 and a half, that fish should have had a tag in it at 38 and a half, and that was a thick fish.
Yeah, could have been old male.
I don't. Well, a small head like that, I don't think that was an old male.
I'm kind of with
young
Matt
fish.
on that sorta, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't look at their, what do you say, the buttholes.
Yeah. Did you guys
Right.
talk about the pit tagging stuff that y'all do and how that and
Previous
it's okay.
spot or two, we
You
definitely
did
went
cover
into it pretty
Yeah.
hard.
Pretty cool
you
thing.
know.
It's a pretty cool thing.
I
You
think
just-
it's awesome.
you have to, when you're like catching them out of the river here though, because we do so much pit tagging out here, you have to be super careful when you're grilling them up. You don't want to bite it. You don't want to bite into the pit tag.
Asterisk of legal size. One per day, everybody.
They gotta be good.
They got-
Northern.
Northern tastes good too.
We're dropping anchor once again. Matt loves to
This guy's a
anchor.
big anchor guy
Matt
with
loves
the
to anchor.
pontoon. Well, you have a pontoon, so you have to just do an old school anchor.
We
That's
have
just the way to
bait
go.
galore around here.
That is an electric anchor. We are not old. Yeah, we just push buttons around here. So
Except for that 1 week.
I have told everybody this is one of the most important pieces on my boat is that anchor, and I keep a spare in my truck. That's how important. Like a lot of guys will have extra trolling motor or whatever. I keep an extra anchor mate in my. Well, it went
Can I tell
out
them why?
because I'm old. But what?
When you first got the pontoon?
Yeah.
When he first got the pontoon, I'm in the boat with him. We're fishing and we're
I didn't
cruising
know
down
what
river.
buttons did what.
We're going wide open. And it's dark. Can't see the dang console. And he's like, flipping buttons. And all of a sudden you're and he's like, oh, that might have been the anchor. He's like, is the anchor still on? I look back and there's just a rope like flapping in the water. I'm like, no, pretty sure that anchor's gone, buddy.
Well, you know, when you make the wrong decision, it was right or no. Well, I hit the button and it started going down. I was like, ooh, stop. I should have just let it go because I hit stop and whoop, bam, ripped it right off.
You also got an anchor lost somewhere in a slough out here.
In the slough, a very famous slough, as seen on the John Gillespie episode. Yeah, I got an anchor back there. Hit a storm trying to get out of there, caught the some root ball or something, and I was getting the whole boat got blown into.
How many
a big
rods did you
laydown.
break?
I broke one rod only, which is a miracle. I don't know how, because it took the whole backside. Every rod holder was ripped off, but I only broke one fishbowl. Kramer Custom Rods, storm proof.
Tree proof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Timber proof.
But that's only two. Two anchors isn't bad, you know.
What are you on? 40 pounder?
Well, I caught another anchor to make up for it. So really I'm net -1. Yeah, not terrible. Yeah.
It's good if you're a golfer. But yeah,
would be.
that I don't know if we want it to go there. A little segue into the Gillespie. I know we talked about it the last time. You guys fish with them like 2-3 times a year?
Yeah,
Right?
let's see. We just filmed one 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, came out.
And he puts them out like when he films with you, would he put it out that next week? Is he right on?
So
top
we
of it?
usually, depending on when we film, it's like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday usually, and then it usually airs like either that weekend or the weekend prior or following. Excuse me.
Okay.
So it's usually pretty current, you know, it's
Sure,
within
yeah.
a week. And I mean, the guy is an absolute machine. The guy's 74. He just turned 74, I think. And I mean, 52 shows a year. All
That's
over
every week.
every week.
He's just moving around and moving. Do you think that's like what he needs to keep going? Is that?
I mean,
what
he's
keeps-
just been doing it.
He's just been doing
33
it?
years, I think it's been.
I guess. What do you call that? Just like getting on a schedule.
Yeah,
near.
so we've been very fortunate to have a good connection with him. Be able to do kind of what we do, be in his kind of rotation now.
Yeah,
And so yeah, it's about 4 a year usually. Two in
4
the-
a year. Yeah.
2 in the winter. We crushed some walleyes this winter. You can go watch that show. And then we did a really cool catfish show through the ice.
Catfish.
Yeah, catfish.
Interesting.
Dude, if people are listening and they want to come up with us, I mean, you're bending the rod or chasing a tip up like, I mean, it's constant.
Just
You can
loaded with cats in here.
We didn't even the first time we really went there, I was with 2 other buddies. About an hour and a half goes by, maybe 2 hours, and I'm like, what's the limit on catfish? We look it up, it's 10, and we're like, we could have easily had our limit. We get 30 catfish in an hour and a
Oh
half.
my god.
I mean, it was every time you'd reset a flag, you'd look, a flag would be up. I mean, you didn't even have time to jig. And there's a really actually fun Gillespie show that we did this winter that you can go watching. But then we did a spring show, and then we just did a fall show. So it's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to fish with.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I know
he's
we'll get
high
to fish with him.
energy.
Yeah. I was it was my trip, and John jumped on it. Yeah, no, I had a
Really, really good trip. You guys, it was a 2-shower, right? Just one?
I think it was just one. Yeah,
No walleyes.
we did wise and perch, but I think they put it into one episode. So yeah, it was a trip that Matt and I went on that my wife got for me for my birthday, and the day before I get the call like, "Hey, well, John would really like to fish on your trip tomorrow. Would that be okay?" And I'm like, "We're with
don't
Brett
know.
Jolly, and I'm like, well, as long as it's still my fucking trip, it's not John Gillespie's trip." So we're like fishing perch, just catching football-sized perch. And John's like, I'm like, well, that's enough perch for us now. Let's switch it up and fish some walleye. And John's like, well, I think we need a couple more perch shots. I'm like, my fucking trip, bro. We're going to fish walleyes now.
Walleyes now.
You guys crushed them though. Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. So no, John's a lot of fun to fish with. A lot of fun to fish with.
Matt just showed me a screenshot of what he's seeing down there. We are on the bait.
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot of
monkeys have
bait.
chowed yet, but we're waiting for moon or off moon or like a weather change or like
Third turnover.
the third turnover of
You got to divide that by
Seventh
the
quarter
second
moon.
tertiary spawn though, and a Cisco multiplier in there. It's dependent on the moon phase though.
Yeah. So to totally keep it on track of also being off the tracks of that exact topic of us kind of talking shit about the moon. So Matt, I got a question for you. You've been a little bit, on the Facebooks,
I'm on the
your
internet.
posts.
I'm out there making
what's,
friends.
So how are you making friends out there? What are your posts like? What are you kind of looking for? And because this is something that we've talked about in the pod where we kind of want to do almost like a segment of the week where it's just like idiot of the internet.
That would be me
Well, but
on purpose.
on purpose, right?
Yeah,
That's what I
it's
mean.
enjoyable for me. Some would call it a troll. I don't know how to spell that though. So it's just, I like to, keep people on their toes, keep them thinking. So I'll make a couple posts here and there, and then,
Yeah.
and then I just turn it off and I don't check it for 2-3 days.
Good.
And it's pretty fun to come back and
real winners.
They call that post and ghost.
post and ghost.
I've heard that term before.
Post and ghost. I got to get a fishing jersey that says that on the back.
The king of post and ghost.
Post and ghost. Yeah. So it's yeah, I do enjoy that. And I got a
I'm
couple
alright.
buddies that have their own, they'll run a page or whatever, and maybe there hasn't been enough traffic on that for a little bit. So we'll fire it up, get some traffic
Couple
going
too
through
many
there.
clamatos.
Nah, Yeah, but sometimes it's happened. There's been
Sure.
that's definitely been a factor at points, but yeah. So if you see it out there, generally speaking, I
Trolling.
do know that walleyes do not spawn in fall.
That's I give you a lot of credit for using your actual account
Yeah.
for
Well,
this.
I'm not gonna make a fake one. We gotta be out there. So
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
I'm not gonna be anonymous.
Sure. But I think overall you probably make more friends than not.
That's kind of probably
That's kind of the
if
goal.
you know me, that would be kind of how I am. You think I might rub you the wrong way, but really, if I don't like you,
enjoy
I
it.
probably won't even talk to you. So
Sure.
if I'm
I enjoy it.
teasing you,
I like keeping it lighthearted.
Yeah.
I'm as people if they know me, met me in person, fished with me, I'm pretty easygoing and not,
Yeah.
you know,
so far
super
today,
dead serious.
Yeah. Well, you were all fired up when that muskie was on, but you got it together pretty
Yeah, I
quick
think I
there.
did it. I was like, yeehaw.
And I was like, dude, you're gonna fall out of the boat.
Yeah,
Calm
yeah,
down.
you handed me the rod and I just sat there with it because I'm like, nice.
What do I do? What
do I do? How do I reel?
What do I do?
Faster, slower? You gotta tell me what to do. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Side scanner.
We got
I don't know.
oh
Sucker, bro. All fired
the
up.
suckers are looking
We are in
really
so much
big.
bait here. It's amazing that these fish would even consider eating a sucker, but
I don't know how they do. They probably don't.
though
I'm just kidding.
we're not gonna catch one today, but I mean it'll
No.
be. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Have lunch, grill, hang
I
out.
do believe we're right at noon or moon though right now. Noon moon.
I feel like you said it started moon around 9.
9
Now it's
to
then it
noon.
got to 10. Then you said 11. You were right at moon, and then now it's noon, and now you said moon starting.
It's
so.
all irrelevant.
Some days it's very irrelevant. Some days it is to the minute.
Well, I even noticed
I don't
where
know
I'll
about-
have it where it won't be like your major, right?
Overhead at 11:42. We're at 12:03. Now we're getting different numbers
Yeah.
than dates and time.
Nobody can see the moon because it's overhead.
It's over.
I've even noticed where rather than it being like
Should be
your
underfoot.
major, right? Then you would have maybe it's that couple weeks. It's at the bottom of the minor or something like that, but it's consistently at that time
It'll
for
shift
whatever
with
reason.
the days.
Yeah,
Almost.
but you look at your troughs, it's like boom. It's always when they shouldn't eat, but it's 2 weeks go by and that's always when it is.
Yeah, I see. I keep track of all my catches on an Excel spreadsheet, and just as you know, it is dips, ups
Yeah.
and downs, ups and downs, and some of them are ups and downs where it's up at like a new moon or a full moon, and then down in between, and some of them are just ups on certain weather trends
Sure.
and down on certain weather trends, and it kind of blends together sometimes. And of course, it's
Well,
a little
fishing
bit-
the lakes by you, I think those fish are a lot more susceptible to weather changes than they are in the river. I
river.
don't-
It's just like they're what are they, opportunistic eaters?
Yeah, well, that and it's flow. The river's just that's what you're looking at, right? So even if you have rain or high pressure, low pressure, like it's still probably going to be okay. It'll have minute to minute variations, but overall, it doesn't affect them nearly as much as they would in a
So
lake.
you'd say water, like CFS is way bigger of a factor than weather.
Yeah, I mean, that's I was kind of motioning at Matt there. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is moon obviously very important if you have a stable environment, but if you are, 40 miles north of here, we get 3-4 inches of rain. That rain's gonna hit us in a day or two. That river is gonna come up, and those fish are gonna push. I always tell people when that fish with me, they're like, "Oh, well, how do you know where to fish or whatever? How do you target these fish?" And in current, it's basically a math equation of energy input versus output. Fish can't live on a calorie deficit, so they have to get to an area that is stagnant where they are conserving energy compared to burning it. So when you look at if a fish is going to swim for 2 hours in one spot, in a stationary spot that they're burning energy, and they eat a fish, and that fish basically negates those 2 hours, they're back to net zero calories, input output. But if they're stationary and they sit for 2 hours, now they're positive calories in a survival situation. That's kind of what you have to think about is where am I burning versus expending energy. So when you start targeting fish on that premise as to where these fish are going to sit because they have to, not because they want to, it's because they have to, in the river, you'll catch a lot more fish.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's, as I've fished rivers more and more, it's a little bit harder when the rivers are larger to read the water. That's when you have to do a little bit more fishing and finding, graphing. Small rivers, you can just use your eyes. I used to do a lot of trout fishing, and that's just like you look at the river and you could almost like guarantee where there's at minimum going to be a trout or two.
But that is a very, very important skill to have, to learn how
Yeah.
to read even in a lake scenario. If you have wind pushing current,
Yeah.
learning how to read the water is incredibly important. That's why I think river fishermen kind of have a little bit of an advantage over that because
Easily.
they grew up having to do that. And reading what that water's doing, where the breaks are, is incredibly important without using electronics.
There's a musky guide around here. His name's Kurt Schultz. When I first, we were kind of talking about how we met, got into the league. Kurt fishes out of a stretch up out of here, just north of us, really small river. And on his presentation to our league, I don't know if you were there, Anello, he talked about reading the river, and he did a really good presentation of actually taking the Wisconsin River and saying, this bend is like this because of this. This is like this because of this. This water moves this way, so on and so forth. And then he said something that has stuck with me probably, and I truly think about this. He said, I learned more about musky fishing reading tidal waterways, intercoastal waterways, looking at those fish, seeing how those fish react to tide more. And I use that to relate to musky fishing more than I ever learned about fishing on Wisconsin river systems. And he said, and that hit home for me. I've done a lot of fishing down in the South, and and I would always say slack tide is no good. You need current. Those fish, they're so opportunistic down there.
Get them to feed almost.
Well,
Remove the bait.
they pile up behind these pylons, and when the tide is ripping, they're only going to see the bait fish for a half a second or less. So it's an instinctual decision to I need to eat this now, otherwise it's gone. When the slack tide down there, this bait flows real slow. They got all the time in the world to look at it, and they're like, maybe, maybe not. But that fish on a moving tide, it's this bait is here. I need to eat it now, or I lost a meal. So when he said that, I kind of just thought about how those fish relate to current down there. And when you start reading the river and looking at, especially with side imaging, what's underneath the surface, it's a game changer.
Gives you a picture. I mean,
But without current, everything changes. So, who knows, what are we at right now? Did we?
we had a sniffer.
Ooh, brief pause.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
why he no eat? What was the name of that sucker? Stinky?
We never named that.
Stinky.
Niggy now.
Yeah,
But-
something like that.
But that's kind of the deal is when you have, stagnant current, those fish, talking about walleyes, that's what happens in August. Those fish can go wherever they want. So, and they can feed and look at bait for a million years and not have the pressure of this bait is here right now. I need to eat it. Otherwise, I won't ever see it again. Who knows when I'll see another bait.
Yeah. I mean, stagnant weather on lakes is tough. When not a lot's moving, wind wise, when the weather's the same for 5 days in a row. The one thing that I've found is pretty much almost creating your own force feed to them. Like it's basically reaction strikes.
Right.
Burning whatever you're doing. If it's straight retrieve, you're burning the shit out of it. If it's ripping baits, it's ripping the shit out of it. You got to force them to feed because they're just sitting there.
Right.
It doesn't feel like they're moving as much.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing with the river is you'll have those periods of, stagnant weather, and then the flow will come up. Even I always gauge it at the Dubé Dam because that's kind of the one that everyone kind of goes off of. even 1,000, 1,500 CFS. And you'll see in those pockets, in that even that small amount of water up by the dam where it's changing the most, those fish, they'll pile into those pockets because they know the bait fish are going to go in there. And that's what they're following. They're following the bait fish.
Right. Yeah, I mean that all makes sense there.
At least that's what we tell ourselves,
Yeah. Well, that's what we have to do as musky fishermen. But again, like I said, you've been doing pit tagging and all that stuff. You're learning a lot more about the fish. We're finally learning kind of maybe what they're doing down there, how they're surviving, how
I'd
they're
like to
growing.
think, though, at least. Probably not.
Yeah, right. Let's say that on the pod.
I said the more you learn, the less you know.
You just be like Anello, just troll, no casting.
Just
Like I told you,
when in doubt, troll it out.
for Musky Legalist last year, who was our presenter that we had talked? Do you remember who that was? Nate Osvar. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he gave this great presentation about musky. And he was like, talked about. I'm sitting there watching this. Was like, well, none of this is going to apply to me because he's talking about casting. And then and then he's like talking about how
One ear out the other.
don't waste time. You got to make sure your bait is in the water. I'm like, no one's got their bait in the water more than me. That shit never comes out of the water, man.
You're sitting there with your feet up and cracking your knuckles like, yep, got that covered.
Dude, honestly, it's some of my favorite ways to fish because it's like you're chill, you're out enjoying yourself, and it goes from 0 to 100 in a split second.
Oh yeah.
So
much
exciting.
fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it too.
You would love salmon fishing. That's crazy too. It's crazy too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the musky trolling too is it's kind of like salmon fishing, but because you don't, depending on the bites, you might have a tough day. Salmon fishing might only be 2 or 3 bites, and kind of when it goes crazy, it goes crazy. But your big one that you caught, I mean, that was, he got a really nice 48 last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, last year. Yeah, last year. I mean, just trolling right in the river channel. I mean, really, really nice, healthy fish. And, we're seeing more of these fish starting to show up this year. I've seen in just this stretch a 49, 249s, 250s. Anello showing
nice
Gus
fish.
his fish from last year.
Yeah, I love the patterns around here. That's got more of a pattern to it than clear. I always thought the Wisconsin River fish are typically just dark greenies.
Depends.
But that
a
one's
lot
got
of them,
pattern.
depending on how, I guess, different fish are different, right? Yeah, I guess so. Some of them, I love them. They're just beat up and gross. The old ones, you can just tell they've gone through a lot. And then that one and the one that JB caught, my bow partner, he caught a really big 50 1/4 this year. That one was just clean. I mean, not a mark on it. So it's interesting to see the differences in some of these fish when they're in this kind of brutal environment sometimes, especially through the spring.
Oh my God, yeah. Dams, current, rocks, trees, a lot of water. You don't realize it until you come down here. You look at a map, it's like, oh, it's just a river. You can, a couple casts, you get to the other side, but hundreds of miles north, south, where these fish can go and move. And 100%, like you said, that really clean 15 1/4 your boat partner got, it might have been a year or two since that fish has been caught.
Got caught again.
It did get caught again this year. 9-year. That's fantastic. That's really good to hear. So I'll ask you quick on that one. Was it tagged or did you tag it?
I tagged it, yeah, but I mean, the guy who caught it's caught a lot of big fish. He called me. He's like, "We caught it again." Henry caught it. He was actually 9-year-old kid. He goes out of his cast on Thursday, caught it on Saturday morning, and the video of it is actually incredible. His name's Henry. Henry's holding on for dear life, and it's going crazy, and they get a great net job on it. I'll show you. I'll show you this. Oh, my phone is actually incapacitated.
We'll get
right
that.
now.
Yeah, we'll get that.
But no, there's a great picture of I took a still shot of my face when we netted that fish, and my buddy took a still shot of his face, and it's the same
It's
thing.
the same. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly.
look at that.
What just happened? So yeah,
What
with
the hell is that?
little backstory on that, JB caught it with 1 minute left to go in league. 8:59 and
Call
like
it
35
buzzer beater?
seconds. We took the picture. Crazy
I'm
fish.
assuming that was big fish of the year.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Wow.
That's what I was gonna touch on.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So with having league for this many years, we have access to a lot of data based on when those fish were caught. It seems like about every 4 or 5 years, it'll be the year of big fish,
Big
right?
fish.
And this
Yeah.
year was the year.
That's the same with our league.
It was just
More big fish than normal, but way less not way less, but less numbers.
I don't even know how we finished off
You
at
had numbers too?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.
Muskies.
19
muskies.
muskies in league.
That was first place.
14 weeks.
Obviously one of our employees. But yeah, he got 19 as the highest number, like the highest point total in Wilma history, which is
Wow.
pretty crazy. But I mean, even kicking off right at the beginning of the year, other guides that I talked to, a lot of buddies, like Phil Schweck, and like he was the first one to tell me, he's like, this is gonna be this is the year, like it's gonna happen. And there was
It was
a
a good
tremendous number of 50s caught before July this year on the river. Most of which will never make it on the internet, which is just fine. So,
That's
but
fine.
there was a lot of really, really good fish. I don't know if there was a bunch in that 45 to 50 range this year, because I didn't look at the numbers too close. But like I said, it's weird how they'll show up every 4 to 5 years, and then they're still,
Where
they
do
just
they go?
they just didn't come out of nowhere. How come they're getting caught now and they didn't get caught the last 2-3 years?
Conditions, I don't know, right?
Science, probably.
I could make something up, and yeah, I don't know exactly
Yeah.
on that one.
blame it
what
on
you're saying.
science.
Yeah, it's cool to have access to that data or see what's going on with these fish.
So that you become a member of the league, you have access to that, right? So there's 15 years of weather, flow, every fish that's caught. Now they don't take the exact spot, right? That section I mentioned,
the stretch though.
You get the stretch, right? So from Wausau to Petenwell, you get the stretch that the fish was caught on, flow, moon, weather, time, everything is recorded. So you can, I mean, for an Excel spreadsheet guy,
Sure.
that would make pretty interesting data, I would think.
I'd like to compare it almost.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to join league, but yeah, I don't know how to use Excel, but
I'll ship
You
a
just-
couple bucks.
yeah.
I can make it down for one night.
There you go.
If I have it open
Yeah.
or something like that.
yeah,
To get the data.
you can go fit troll with Anello. He'll
Hell
take
yeah,
it.
you got no. How many people can be in a boat at a time in this league?
As many as you want. What do we run that one?
Can we
We
run?
We ran what?
Laytoon?
We ran or 6. JB and I
Yeah.
or 5, yeah.
With Jolly, yeah. We ran 18 rods, 6 people, just to see if I could do it.
Yeah, and Davis was
That
the
was a lot
only
of
one
running.
who was going to take the rod. 18 rods.
I don't think we
No,
got
it's
any fish
only
that
it was
night.
one guy. It's just one guy, and we didn't even catch one.
Yeah, we didn't catch one. Yeah.
That's what you get.
Well, that was our answer to the live. It was our answer to the live scope. We're like, well, we're trolling. So, because I used to fish with Anello and Davis all the time, and they're all these live scoping. Well, why can't we just
Party
alternate years instead of alternate? Because we just alternate fish, and we're always like, one had finished 4th, one had finished 7th, one had finished 8th. Well, if we just adjusted it a little bit.
Anello was, were you were in the running for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. His partner Davis was in the top 5. Yeah. I mean, so the trolling bite, it's a June thing. Obviously, if you do it more than you can kind of talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's like similar to what these guys were talking about earlier. Like the trolling bite in August is brutal. Yeah, July was still good this year. Once we hit August, it was just like it just shut off. It was like nothing. We'd have weeks where we wouldn't even get a rip.
One pass up and down, right?
We'll go. It depends on the weather. So we'll go upriver one day, spin around and come downriver. Some days we'll go all the way up and come down first and then come up, depending on wind and current. And if the current's really high, then you're like trying to skim the eddies. That's different.
Well, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that it slowed down in August because that's when the number 7 flicker shad bite picked up.
The flicker shad bite. See,
but I'm saying like
Yeah,
I was
no,
still trolling, right? But they just
right.
weren't eating bigger baits then.
Sure.
We had those huge bug hatches.
I remember you telling me about that.
And
yeah.
all of a sudden I couldn't catch a fish because everything was full. And so I'm like, well, there's got to be. I saw minnows in there eating the bugs.
I think I did that once, but then I was like,
you totally did, if I remember right.
Yeah, but then I was like, I probably shouldn't be trolling this flicker shad at 4.5 miles an hour. Just popping out of the water.
But I think we put like 8 or 9 muskies in the boat in 2 weeks on flicker shads.
Yeah, on the smaller stuff.
On the
maybe
on the
that's
tiny stuff, and that was you just swapped for
Yeah.
whatever. But I've also never seen that specific scenario happen ever in my life on the river.
How many did you have on the? Remember you called me that day, and you're like, I caught 2 already, and then you're like, oh, here's another one.
I have no idea.
I think you were.
I had a multiple 3 to 4 fish days.
How many below 28 did you have?
A tremendous number.
How many were tagged?
0. I have a tremendous number of short fish that I caught this year. Short meaning 35 or under that did not have tags.
Did you tag them all?
All but one. I personally violated the 39 zip tie rule on my net and lost a short. Slipped through I have a self-imposed 39 zip tie rule. Once the net has 39 zip ties on it from getting holes in it, then I put a new bag on it. And I lost about a 25 or 28 incher that I did not get a tag in.
So were you on your 40th zip tie, would you say, at that point in time?
I think that I wound up going to 43, I think. Which is why. So then, well, we talked about it earlier, and I was able to make it out for a little bit with one of our fishing partners, and the goal was to change the bag on the Beckman net. And I said, so we're trolling for muskies. I said, as soon as we cut this net off of here, you know what's going to happen. And it wasn't 5 minutes. We got like a 41 with no net, just a hoop. But that's why it went a little long on the 43, so, but fine. Just, Baker in its face, hand land it, and I did not tag that one either. I let that one go.
It's about the fish.
Honestly, that one was. I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. So I'm just happy I didn't have a hook in my hand.
I was about to say that. I mean, how worried?
The hooks are too dull to go in my hand. So, also, another great reason to keep them that way. Yeah, they definitely are. It is what it is. Yeah. Any musky fisherman would shudder at my hooks, but they work.
That's definitely a symptom of trolling. I think like there are some spots in the river where it's we'll catch fish and it's 4 feet deep in sand, and you're trolling and your rod is just thumping because that bait is just pounded in the sand, and then you pull it up and you're like, it's a little rounded there on the back. Yeah.
That was a square bill, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw one of your bakers that you basically rounded out a square bill on that, which is highly impressive. Doesn't even run correct anymore. It kind of works. It would catch. It would still catch. No, so this has been a great podcast, great time to share the boat together, and
it's been awesome.
Hell of a time. We've shared a lot of secrets on here, a lot of new things, a lot of special arrivals.
Yeah, new. So we got what
the bourbon.
Summarize, bourbon. NA from Central Waters. We got fresh minnows at Taps and Tackle.
Minnows year round.
And musky suckers. This will be a year-round adventure. So shiners through winter, fatheads, crappie minnows, the whole deal. Come get those. We'll have those for you. Keep those in stock. Well, guess we'll see how we have yet to put live minnows in there.
This is a very
you should
new
if I could see
thing.
if you could see Matt's face right now, it'd be the typical have maybe made something out of something.
It's like,
So we wanted to have live bait, haven't been able to figure out the right way to do it, and economically, minnow takes are expensive. We have city water, so I can't just run water. I'm like normal. There's a
Ooh,
lot
yeah.
of moving parts that go in there. So, scouring Facebook Marketplace, trying to find either used tanks or a used chiller or use just to make it right. And I'm very picky about keeping my live bait healthy and everything. I mean, I have a 300-gallon stock tank in my yard that is plumbed into the sprinkler system, right? Like, I'm pretty picky about it. So I found something. I talked to the bait guy, and he's like, I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think it'd work just fine. It's you remember when cold plunges used to be a cool thing to do? People would do the cold plunge.
Yeah.
Well, they're not anymore. So I found a used cold plunge freezer tank, and that's where we're gonna put our bait in. So maybe it might all die. I have no idea how this is gonna work, but I think it in my brain it works. So we'll see.
Give her a shot.
Yeah,
be cold.
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep,
That was
beep, beep.
exciting news. So yeah, we covered quite a bit of stuff at beer. I mean, glad we broke the record for the amount of beer talk probably combined on all.
Possibly.
I mean, you have a
keeping
beer
a lot
tap
of-
logo, a beer tapper on your logo. So
Yeah.
I feel like, well, I mean, depends on what the listeners want too. I mean, you know,
I don't know what they
talking
want.
a little bit of beer. I feel like that's exciting.
I'm excited to see how much you're gonna charge Anello to put Central Waters on that logo tab.
Some real business talk.
Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
A lot of, yeah, right.
I think it's the other way around, you know.
Yeah.
How much you're willing to pay me to use my logo?
Yeah, right. That's not
my beer.
I think I'm getting shafted here.
This is why we brought you here.
Yeah. Oh, that's too good.
But I think that grill is actually kind of
Calling on your
There's some
name.
pork chops. No Johnsonvilles. We got actually it's a homemade brats from a pig that was bought out in Junction City close to here.
This
Pork
sounds
chops in there
delectable.
too. And that, I mean, I'm kind of getting a little maybe a little trolling for this afternoon.
Something or the other. Yeah.
Is a classic thing to do where if you have a pattern that's working, such as trolling, you immediately stop and then do something else, like put suckers out.
Oh
Right.
yeah, and
Yeah,
just
so like-
chop it up.
Yeah, we
Just
got we
absolutely bullshit
banged
for a
one
little
trolling.
while.
Let's stop doing that
Let's stop doing
and
that.
do something different. So yeah.
So we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to grilling. Well, we're gonna get to grilling some food. I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast. Thanks again, Taps and Tackle crew, for having me down.
Thanks.
Great to meet
thanks
you,
for coming.
Anello. This was
It's been
a lot to pack in. I've enjoyed this a lot. You know,
It's
chopping
been
it up.
fun. It's been fun. We had this on the calendar for a while, and great weather today. I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much in this. We got the heaters rolling.
Doesn't
anyway.
matter. You enclosed
I'm a little
pontoon boat. Are
bitch.
you kidding
I
me?
love the heaters.
I'm wearing my Hey Dudes. It's November. this is
But yeah,
beautiful.
Matt and I, it's awesome to have a great relationship, and
Yeah.
one of the first live podcasts, and
Musky fishing history
hopefully we get to do it again. I mean,
calendar. Put this
February.
one on the calendar. Yeah. Can you put this pontoon boat on ice?
Believe it or
fast
not,
does it go?
it is. Yeah, you catch covers. I've had the thought of putting one on the floor here so
Oh,
you could jig out
boy.
of here. But yeah, we definitely will have to do this again. So get
Absolutely.
all the boys here
Yeah.
because they'd fit. You
They
can
can. There's space.
plenty
in
of
here.
room. There's plenty of room for
Like I said,
activity.
this is perfect. They're fine. I think there's a week off or whatever. They're good. They've been working hard. They've been busting their balls. Podcasting 1 hour of once a week.
Yeah, that's a
it's
lot.
tough.
Yeah, I bet they're
Tough.
tired.
Yeah. They're probably not even listening this far. And if they do, what up, Max? What up, Brian? Appreciate you tuning in to the podcast that you guys are also on. So
appreciate everyone tuning in. I mean, if you're driving through the Stevens Point area, stop in Taps and Tackle. See us, stop in at Central Waters in Amherst. Get a tap at their tap room. If you're in
And-
Milwaukee,
Yep.
the tap room down there, the old Pabst Church, right by the Pfizer Forum, really great area down there. So if you're interested in, you like beer, you like musky fishing, you got two great places in Stevens Point, great place in Milwaukee, and you're definitely gonna learn and meet some great people, learn some new stuff at all the places, and hopefully have a great experience. And that's kind of what both Anello and I and Matt, being business owners, try to instill and have with everyone, all of our customers, is to leave and to say, hey, that was a really awesome place. I'd like to go back there.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was a good time.
Absolutely. Matt, of course.
Anytime. It was very enjoyable. I'm glad you've got on the boat here, and I'm ready to grill a little bit. And I don't say this, I would kind of like to catch another muskie too.
Oh my God. Mark it down, folks.
wants to catch another
Matthew
muskie?
Lazarski wants
He
to catch a
does know how
muskie.
to catch muskies, folks. So book a trip with these Taps and Tackle boys. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
See you on the next one.